Hello and welcome to the seminar on behalf of Spiritualism New Zealand. My name is Kim Chamberlain, and today we have with us Mandy Jackson from Waiheke Island in New Zealand. And the topic is going to be Akashic Records and how we can connect to more of ourselves through the Akashic Records. So I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you for joining us, Mandy. It's really good to have you here.
Thank you, Kim. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, let's start off with the most basic of questions. What are the Akashic Records?
Yep, that's the finest question of all. The Akashic Records are the information about ourselves. It's energetic information, if you want to call it cosmic information. So what that means is that we have a soul purpose, we have uh, lifetimes, experiences, emotions, all of these things are mixed together and recorded in our own Akashic records. They are literally the story of our own self. So when we are connecting to the Akashic records, all that information, it's really everything that we want to know about who we are. It's really neat. It's a great tool to access more of who we are. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. And so, how did you learn about them?
I have always done sort of the psychic-y things. I've been connected to the spiritualist church in the past, and my life led me down a track that was a bit shamanic, and there was a lot of talk about this thing called the Akashic Records. So I thought, well, I need to have a look at this and see what this is. And I found some books. We access the Akashic records through prayer. So that's through intentional contact with ourself and with all this information that we're talking about, the story. And so I went down that track of finding out about how to do that. And I also connected to a lady, lovely lady in Wellington, in New Zealand here, called Chris Wilson, who does training and helps people to access their own Akashic records. So there was always a leaning to it. And then once we started really connecting into the Akashic records, Kim, it's really a wonderful thing because it's actually like it's a tool to finding out about who we are. And for me, I found it to be an enhancement to things that I already do, and I could add things to it. So I found out that in my Akashic records that I have a purpose, that I have an understanding, that I have agreements with people, and I can add all the things that I love doing to it. Okay, and that's how the Akashic records and the understanding and knowing of what ours are becomes a very expansive exercise for everybody. Everyone is the same. Everyone has all of this information. So it's a really wonderful way of being more of who you are. It's quite astounding how powerful that is. And everyone can do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's and in that understanding, in that learning, and that process that I went through, I added in things like psychic ability, crystals, and tarot, and so all of those things came together for me. But what that means is when you're accessing your own Akashic records, say you have a connection to community, to healing, to anything, to counseling, or hey, just for sharing your light, just for being the person that you are, when you're connected to your Akashic records, everything is getting elevated and connected and shared. It's just an absolutely magical experience. And so accessing our Akashic records is a really positive an informative way of moving through the things that we're experiencing in the world at the moment.
Right.
Mm.
Right. And there's a lot going on, isn't there?
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And if we're starting from ourselves and we're understanding ourselves more, and we're understanding what our purpose is, we're understanding our relationship agreements. There's all sorts of things that come into play with our Akashic records. Then we have a better understanding of it and how to put it together moving forward.
Mm. So you give Akashic Record readings.
Yep.
So if somebody comes to you, what happens during a
Oh,
reading?
it's always an exciting experience. Firstly, I just want to say, for me, when I'm doing a reading, I always like to say thank you. As we've just discussed, there's more of you when you open your Akashic records. So
Hmm.
you get to see people beyond an image, beyond anything that's going on in this particular reality. You get to see all of them. So it's always an honor to be able to connect to people's Akashic records. And the way that I do the records, as we said, there's a connection to crystals, there's a connection to a tarot card at the end of the reading. And what we do is we open the Akashic records of the person that we're doing the reading for.
Hmm.
And all that information is received in a way that is then channeled and returned to the person. So you get to ask anything that you want to know. How good is that?
That's very
Anything that
cool.
you want to know. It's a what, you can ask what, how, why, and who.
Hmm.
That information is recorded in our Akashic records. And so the reading can be directed in that way. You can ask all those questions. We can ask questions around how to move forward, how to improve, how to access skills and abilities that we already have. This is
Hmm.
where we have an understanding of intuition. We inherently know a lot of the stuff. For some people, an Akashic reading is quite confirming of things that they know about themselves. They
Hmm.
have an inkling, they have an idea, and it's like, oh, here it is, and someone else is sharing it with me. So that is why having an Akashic empowerment reading is a very expansive and enlightening exercise and a confirmation of what you're doing here. Why am I here? What am I doing? That's what it's all about. It's really exciting and it's wonderful. Does that make sense?
It does. And are you able to explain, obviously anonymously, the kind of things that might come out from people's, say, previous existences?
Yes, absolutely. We have a connection to other lifetimes. We often call it other lifetimes because we have our past, our present, future, and also parallel lifetimes. When we think of everything that's available about ourselves, it is all in the same space, which is what actually Akashic means. Akasha means space. So everything that we already are is available. Okay. So when we're accessing other lifetimes, and the information that comes through can be quite detailed, it can refer to times and gender, experiences, what the purpose was in those particular lifetimes. It means that we can access that information, but also use the tools from that. So that could be, okay, in this particular lifetime, we were a person that worked for the good of a whole lot of people, or we helped in community. So we could access that information, that energy, and bring that into the reading and into this reality here now. Okay. And then what happens is that when we step away from the reading, we can connect into that aspect of that lifetime or that reality. We
Hmm.
are unlimited in our accessibility to the more of who we are. And
Hmm.
lifetimes is just part of that story, all connected to guides, to teachers, to friends that we're
Hmm.
connected to in those lifetimes, to spirit, to loved ones. And part of an Akashic empowerment reading is also connecting into all of our support teams, all those that love us, all those that support us in the other dimensions when we do this. And we
Wow.
suddenly realize we're not really alone here at all. We're
Yeah.
really not. It is
Yeah.
much more expansive. And that's part of realizing who we are as well, that we're not alone.
Exactly.
Mm,
Exactly.
mm.
So this is a fascinating topic that we could talk about for ages, but this is a mini seminar.
Yep.
So, have you got any takeaways that you can leave us with?
Well, basically everybody can access their own Akashic records. What it
Right.
is, it's learning to trust yourself. It's learning to ask questions, follow up on things that attract you, that interest you. They're there for a reason.
Mm,
They'll be in that
mm,
information. Know that there is more than the reality that you're living. Know that you have a choice and that
mm,
you are absolutely here on purpose to bring your wonderfulness to this reality. That's the
mm.
takeaways.
Thank you. So, if people want to know more and or to book a reading with you, what do they need to do?
Okay, all they need to do is jump onto the website. So that's www.akashicempowermentreadings.co.nz. And
Hmm.
there is a contact form that can be filled in, and I'll come back to you on an email.
Wonderful. So I'll put your website address below the video then so people can find you quite easily.
Thank you.
Oh, this is amazing. I've got loads of questions, but we don't have the time, unfortunately. But thank you so much for sharing this with us. And for those who may be unfamiliar with the Akashic Records, it's a bit like going into Narnia, isn't it? It's like this, it's like a portal to an amazing, amazing world of experiences and knowledge.
It
It's
absolutely is.
quite fascinating.
It
Yeah.
is. And we all of us, every single one of us can do this. Every single one of us have that information. Mm.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Mandy.
Thank you. Come have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Bye.